I think my computer here is a little antiquated.
Kind of like the owner.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yes.
Happy New Year.
And
Are you talking about Wendy?
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right, we all set?
Yes, you're all set. Thank you.
All right, very good. Sorry you can't see me, but I see everybody else and I hear everybody. And
oh, good.
I guess you hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so then welcome to the January 5, 2021 Zoom meeting of the Orange Town Plan and Zoning Commission. I am Commissioner Ozzie Parenti, and on this Zoom call we have Commissioners Tom Tarenti, Judy Smith, Paul Kaplan, and Kevin Cornell. We have Jack Demersion, Zoning Enforcement Officer, and Tammy Trantalis, Zoning Administrative Assistant. I think that is everybody, right?
Yes, that's everyone now.
All right.
And then later for the public hearing.
Good to finally be at a meeting. I know it's been a long time since we've had any agenda whatsoever. We don't have much of an agenda tonight, but at least it's more than we've seen recently. Plus, I missed a meeting or two in there, so it's good to see everybody tonight, albeit by Zoom. And Happy New Year to everybody.
you to us.
Happy New Year.
All right, so let's get to our agenda. The first item is a review of the minutes. Somebody's dog participating?
Another part of her.
Sorry.
All right, first item on the agenda, review of the minutes from the October 6th, 2020 meeting. I reviewed these minutes, but I wasn't in attendance, so I'll abstain when we vote. And I looked it over and nothing jumped out at me as being a problematic. Would you take a second to look them over?
I have a few comments.
Okay,
And first sheet came in the report of the zoning enforcement officer.
Yes.
The sixth line, I think you want to say good about updating him.
Stated that they have been good at, you want to say about updating him rather than, okay. Better grammar. Always for that, okay.
In the next paragraph, the fifth line, second
Yes.
second half of that line, that probably wants this.
There would be a running list.
Yeah, there would be a running list. Or they would have a running list, one or the other.
Well, I put both, okay. I've got it. Okay.
Then on page 3, third paragraph. Second line, you probably want to say Vice Chairman Smith.
Okay. I probably do. Good catch. Okay.
And in the fifth paragraph, first line, end of the first line, I think you want to say providing information on other large barns.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. That's it. Got him. Thank you.
thank you.
Anyone else?
Any other comments?
I'm good.
All
Nope,
right, then, is
nothing else.
someone prepared to move that we accept those minutes?
So moved?
All right, Commissioner Kaplan moves we acceptance of the minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tarenti. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And Tammy, I abstain,
Thank you.
not having attended.
Great.
Okay.
Got it.
The next item on our agenda tonight is under old business. It's a discussion of possible rezoning of 28 Salemi Lane, which is currently designated as Transit-Oriented Development District. All right. 28 Salemi Lane, if you recall, was the property owned by Orange Land Development, on which we approved a transit-oriented development project back in 2016. And the effect of that approval was to change the zoning for that parcel from LI2 to Transit-Oriented Development District.
Oz, did we actually change the zone, or did we? I thought we put an overlay on it.
No, as I understand it, and I looked at the regulations on this today, my understanding is that we actually changed the zone as it relates to that single parcel.
Okay.
It's within that larger triangle, all of which was eligible for Transit-Oriented Development District.
With the predicate of the train station being approved and a few other things.
Right, so that not having happened and not, doesn't appear to be happening in the near future, the project never went forward. Okay, and back in, early in 2020, we, I think was probably one of the last things Paul Denise did was he sent out notice of a public hearing that was to occur in April of 2020, which was going to be a hearing at which we discussed and acted upon the question of whether or not we should repeal the Todd regulations in our zoning ordinance, number one, and rezone that 28 Salemi Lane parcel to LI2. So that's what the public notice and notice of a public hearing was given, and the hearing was supposed to occur in April at our second meeting in April, but when the virus dug in, we were unable to hold that meeting, so it's all sort of gone by the wayside now. So the question for us tonight is just can we confirm that we want to renotice that meeting and give consideration to whether or not to repeal the Transit-Oriented Development District regs, given that it appears very unlikely that there will be a train station there in Orange. And secondly, since we gave our approval, the Orange Land Development sold 28 Salemi Lane to Yale University. And Yale University's attorney on behalf of the university has requested that if we rezone that parcel, that it not be rezoned from Todd to LI2.
The LI3, right?
LI4, which allows for more university education, academic sort of uses in the zone. So the only question we need to answer tonight, I think, is do we want to, renew our effort to have a public hearing to consider those two issues, potential repeal of the Todd regs and a change in zone for that parcel from top to LI4 or LI2, either.
Is there any reason to keep them?
The zone, the Todd regs?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's the reason why we ought to hold a public hearing on it, because there may be some interest, some public comment. I expect there will be public comment. I think, it's possible that we'll hear comment from Yale University. It's possible we'll hear comment from other property owners in the vicinity, and in particular in the Todd eligible area. So I think it's a good idea to move it along. I mean, we can't repeal the reg if we were of a mind to repeal the regulations, can't do it without a public hearing.
No, I think we should absolutely move it along. My question is, what are you thinking for timing?
As soon as possible. As much time as Jack needs in order to re-notify the.
No, I mean, I understand that part, but we still need a public hearing. Are we
Yeah.
going to be able to perform that with Zoom?
Well, I think we have been able to do it. We've done it on other occasions, so I don't see why we couldn't accomplish it again. I mean, I'd rather do it, obviously, in a meeting at Town Hall, but that doesn't look imminent, Is your preference maybe to put it off for some time?
No, but I just think it's, given the difficulties we have with Zoom and properly, I mean, if you're interested in getting more town comment, I think we would certainly be more widespread with waiting until the virus clears potentially till later on in the year. I mean, listen, I've got no love for keeping the regs. I'm just trying to think of vis-a-vis our relationship with the public, and do we want honest public comment, and who's going to know about it if we do it on Zoom?
Right.
The same people who know about it if we do it in town hall,
Yeah.
because same methodology notifies them.
Which is what exactly, Jack? How do we notify the people?
Is
It's been agenda in
your point,
post-
Paul, that there may be more attendance or more participation if we held it in Town Hall, or?
My instinct is that there would be, but I think Kevin's point's well taken. I mean, the methodology is the same. Then they have to find a way to join our Zoom meeting. How would they do that?
Yeah, Paul, I totally see your point where while we have been able to hold public hearings on this platform, a more hot button issue like the one we're discussing now might call for a little more inclusiveness from the public.
It may be that if we get, if we get 5 or 10 people, we may be able to do it on this format. If it's 50 people, we may at that point have to punt, because I don't see that being viable.
I completely agree. We can only work so hard at noticing before, we can't force feed people the information to get online and give their comment. I completely agree with you. The difference between 5 to 10 people and 25 to 30 on this platform is huge.
Right.
So it would, no matter how well we notice it, it would be very difficult to accomplish that if that was the kind of interest we got.
So if we got that kind of interest, then you'd postpone.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
If 2 people show up,
Then
we operate on a platform under the executive orders that allow this to be a legal format. And if more people go, you know what? This is obviously an item of interest, of general interest in the town, and we'll adjourn it until we can address people.
I can't imagine it's going to be many people. I mean, given the circumstances of the train station, I don't see, other than the people who are directly affected, are going to be saying anything.
I don't recall what the attendance was when we adopted the Todd regulations. And then when we heard the application that we...
Fill the room. It didn't fill the room.
What's that?
It did not fill the room.
Not even close.
Yeah. How about when we had public hearings on the application?
Just for the participants, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
mean, and we could absolutely, probably would have more than one public hearing.
Well, listen, I'd like to go with Kevin's point. If we get unbelievable feedback, we'd have to punt at that point. But until then, why don't we try it and at least try to move it forward?
Mhm.
I agree with that. I think there's no harm in at least trying to schedule a public hearing and seeing who, what the turnout is. All right, then. So do we have a consensus then? I mean, Jack, you should proceed with the notice.
Got it.
And
Will
I
do.
had a couple of comments on the notice itself. The notice talks about changing the zoning on 28 Salemi Lane to change the parcel from Todd to light industrial 2. Obviously, we'll want to say light industrial, either light industrial 2 or light industrial 4. And then
Are they separate things, guys?
Yes, two separate zones geared towards different uses.
No. Aren't we discussing two separate
yes.
public hearing agenda items?
Well, they were noticed together on a the one single notice.
Okay. So, but isn't I mean, maybe it's a distinction without a difference, but isn't one hearing, should we get rid of the Todd regulations?
Mhm.
And the second one is, should we rezone this particular parcel?
I mean, it's definitely two separate items, two distinct matters, but they are kind of related. I mean, I don't see why we couldn't handle them at the same time.
Okay, I'm not the town attorney.
Right. I mean, you could check with Vinny.
Well, yeah, I think that, Jack, we should do that. I think we should redraft, obviously, the notice, and then run it.
I'll see what would make the most sense with Vinny. Wording one notice with both of those in there might get a little too lengthy and jumbled. Doing it in two separate might add a little more structure and clarity, but I'll definitely get in contact with Vinny about it.
I mean, Paul did it in one notice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he notified the regional planning agencies.
Right.
But Jack, I'm happy to work with you to get the notice organized. And
yeah, whatever works. I'm happy to do whatever everybody's happy with. I'm just trying to think of for maximum clarity on the notice.
Okay. So we'll work on that, and to the extent we want to run it by the town attorney, we'll do that. But I think we'll proceed on the basis of getting that notice organized and getting it out as soon as we can.
Will do.
And then I don't know. What do you think? It'll be like a 60-day time frame to get it on our agenda, probably.
Yeah, if we could do it sooner than that, we could do 60 days again if we're not in any particular rush. I could start noticing this week or next week if we want.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we take our time, get the notice right. So we
absolutely. I won't rush the notice or publish anything before checking it with the town council and the commission members to make sure it's worded who everybody likes.
I mean, my point is though, we're ready to take up the matter or the matters.
Yes.
And we might as well do it as soon as possible. So 30 to 60-day time frame then, if that makes sense.
I would say that's accurate.
Okay. Anything else on that?
Not for me.
Okay. Anything else under old business that anybody wants to bring up? Jack, are they back to work on Indian River Road?
They are not. I was going to touch on that a little bit in my report. They haven't contacted me yet. I was going to reach out either this week or the next, most likely this week. I still have been getting regular reports from the engineering team over there.
Yeah.
I mean, no change. There hasn't been any additional work done on the property, but I have yet to be updated from any of the contractors or engineering firm about when work is supposed to get started.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Any old business? Okay, let's move on then to item number 3 on our agenda, which is new business. Does any commissioner wish to bring up any item under that topic? No? Jack, are there some new applications in the pipeline that we should expect to see soon?
Yes, I think we had in the last week to 2 weeks, we've had 2 wetlands submittals. One for the Firelight District is getting set to complete their application and go before the Inland Wetlands Commission.
That's the Firelight Shopping Center one?
Correct, yes. We have had a submission, but more of a just review by the department heads of town hall for the Turkey Hill Crossing is what it's called. It was the Meisenheimer property right across from Turkey Hill School. They have not submitted anything full yet, and they're not moving forward with it. But this was the application that was denied by the Inland Wetlands Commission last year.
Okay.
So tentatively, we will see them soon. Other than that, I don't believe there's been anything submitted or on the next docket.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll start seeing some new projects to deal with, you know? All right, anything else under new business?
No.
Okay,
Not for me.
Item 4 on the agenda is a report of the zoning enforcement officer. Jack, do you have anything else? Not too much for you today. Since we've last seen each other, a lot of, just noticing for blight and any violations in town. Obviously stopping by at all the active construction places still, but being that it's winter, there's, not a whole lot going on, obviously, if we were in the peak summer months. Other than that, I don't have too much to bring to your attention at the moment.
Okay. Any questions for Jack? No? All right, then I guess we can proceed with our public hearing. Item 5 on our agenda is the site plan application submitted by Borghese Building and Engineering for property known as 32 Robinson Boulevard. Proposed plan of an addition totaling 41,180 square feet and 27 new parking spaces. Addition is to be used as additional warehouse storage space for Northeast Beverage. We should start by having Commissioner Kaplan read the legal notice. Paul, do you have that?
I have it.
Okay, go ahead with it.
All right. To appear one time on Tuesday, December 22, 2020, and one time on Tuesday, December 29, 2020, the Orange TPZC Notice of Public Hearing. Notice is hereby given that on Tuesday, January 5, 2021 at 7 p.m., the TPZC will hold an online Zoom meeting to conduct a public hearing on the following: a site plan application submitted by Borghese Building and Engineering for the property known as 32 Robinson Boulevard, the proposed plan of an addition totaling 41,180 square feet and 27 new parking spaces. Addition is to be used as additional warehouse storage space for Northeast Beverage. Copy of this notice has been filed with the Orange Town Clerk. Additional information is on file at the Orange Zoning Department, dated in Orange, Connecticut, this 18th day of December, 2020.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Is the applicant present?
If you could see me, Gary Capitanio, Borghese Building.
Hi, Gary, how are you?
Good. I'm not on the screen, but you could hear me, see me okay?
Yes, yeah. I'm the only one that nobody can see.
This is
My understanding on this application, we've already approved this application, but this is really a modification of what we approved.
It is a modification to a previous approval. The owner, Northeast Beverage out of Rhode Island, instead of having a jogs in the back of the building, I think in the north side, they wanted to skew it off so they could get more racking and have more warehouse space. But basically, is the same application that was previously approved.
So just so I understand, the modification, the change
Yep.
involves the northeast corner of the proposed addition.
Of the proposed addition, so that he get a little more square footage, so that he get more racking. Everything else has stayed the same. And
How much more square footage?
we went from 37,000 square foot addition to 41,000 square foot addition, plus or minus.
So about 4,000 square feet.
Yep. And they want to add some more parking spaces for their distribution business.
So you've added, what, 27 spaces?
That's correct. Yep.
Any questions for the applicant?
Just had one question, Gary. Tom Tarenti here.
Yep. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I don't have any problem at all with the application. I'm just curious to know why that construction entrance is shown within the footprint of the addition, as opposed to not right off of Robinson Boulevard. That struck me as odd.
Tom, with all due respect, I don't know, I don't think that's the case. I don't understand the question. I thought that everything was existing conditions. The construction entrance, we might have goofed up a little bit, but everything is in place as far as parking. We're adding some parking, but as far as the curb cuts, as far as going in, as far as truck entrances, the addition, everything should be the same as what presently exists.
Okay. It really has no bearing on the application. It just struck me as unusual.
It is, Tom, but from a practical standpoint, the tracking pad won't get any mud off the truck's wheels if it's out on the paved area. Right. So they're trying to have it shed within the footprint of the new building.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's where it's labeled fire lane, right? Is that what you're talking about, Tom?
No, I'm talking about in the southeast corner of the proposed addition.
Southeast or southwest?
Southwest.
Right.
No, southeast corner.
Yeah, actually, north is to the right hand of the.
Yeah, it'd be the southeast corner of the addition.
Oh, all right, and let's hold on a second.
North is to the right.
Yeah, Ozzy, it does say fire lane.
Oh, north is to the right. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong, the wrong direction arrow.
Yeah.
All right, so I misspoke before. Then the modification is on the north side of the building, or northwest side of the building. That's what I said. I don't remember if that's what I said.
It was a notch before, and now it's just a chamfered edge.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, this seems very straightforward to me. I mean, obviously, we've already given our approval to the site plan, including, all the issues that are highlighted on a site plan. I mean,
And some of those details, real quick. The soil and erosion control, the entrance pad, some of those details carry over from previous jobs. Everything is in place. The construction is going to be in the existing field of new construction. There's not going to be disruption to existing conditions. So I'm just, whatever, I don't want to, that's it. I don't want to keep rambling on, but.
No, Gary, I'm fine with it. I was just curious.
Yep.
Jack, did you pass this modification by the other municipal department heads?
I did, yes. This is all the necessary sign-offs.
It's all, I'm sorry, say it again?
I did. This is all the necessary sign-offs from the applicable departments.
We have all that.
Correct.
But I'm going to interrupt here because I did a lot of legwork. Police chief signed off for traffic. Fire marshal signed off from fire marshal. Jack, I've been working with him and Tammy in their sign-offs and going through. So I just want to reemphasize that.
And with respect to the modification?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I know we would have gotten the sign offs with respect to the original site plan that we approved.
The updated site plan did appear in front of all of them, yes.
Okay, that's all I'm asking, yeah.
Yep.
All right, any other questions for the applicant, comments? No?
No.
All right, does the commission feel that we need any additional information in order to decide the application?
No.
Or can we close the public hearing?
I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Okay, we have a motion to close the public hearing. Is somebody prepared to second the motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kaplan. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, so we've closed the public hearing.
Could
I
I?
think there's a whole heck of a lot to talk about on this one.
No.
Like a pretty straightforward application to modify an approved site plan. Absent any other comments, I can entertain a motion to approve the site plan.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Kaplan. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
Second from Commissioner Smith. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, Tammy, looks like it's unanimous.
Okay, got it.
All right, thank you. Thank you
Thank
for, yeah, that was probably something that was on the borderline of whether it needed to come to the commission or not, but thank you, Jack, for bringing it forward.
I understand the situations and going, and I'll be very happy to communicate to the owner tonight that it was approved and that we can keep going forward.
All right, you say, are you under construction now, or?
All right, that's a tricky question.
There have been people on site.
So if I was under construction without your previous approval, would that be a problem?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you had a previous approval. You had an approval to build what was in the site plan.
No, all kidding
You
aside,
just have to be careful when you got to that one corner of the building.
all kidding aside, we're not under construction. They're trying to maximize their space on site. They're working with their racking companies to do maximizing their capacity for volume. And so to make a long story short, no, we're getting everything squared away. We're getting these approvals. We're updating things because construction costs have been going absolutely crazy with cost increases. And I'm trying to navigate all of this. And I greatly appreciate your time and attention and approvals for this. And it's interesting times.
All right, well, good luck with the project. Hopefully you'll get going in the spring then, right?
Where the goal is to break ground in the spring, March, April, whatever that is with the weather. Yes, correct, Tom.
All right, that's great.
Thanks.
All right, I guess that concludes our brief agenda. I mean, at least we had an agenda tonight, so albeit brief, but anyway.
Take note of the positive things.
There'll be other nights when we're out late, right?
There you go.
All right, so at this point then, I guess we can entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn the meeting, a second.
Second.
Second from, I don't know where that came from. I guess it was Tom.
Everything is Tom.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, Happy New Year, everyone.
You
And
too, guys.
thank you. And
Happy New Year. Good to see everybody again, even if it is virtual.
You guys.
Yep,
Take care.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye, guys.
have a good
See you in person, guys.